Recording. Hello. Welcome to our book club. So yes, we are joking because we have the movie club, and I say always the same introduction or greeting.
All likes did.
Just for stability, yeah. Okay, so today is our first session of our club, so something can go wrong. It's as supposed. We will have a lot of admin parts, right? We have to announce how it will work and everything. So just, relax, get comfortable. Let's do it. So the main idea of book club is that we are reading a book, not like aloud, not synchronous, not to each other, but on our own. And then we share our thoughts, our questions. We have opportunity to talk about it. We have an expert to ask our questions. And our expert is always our star teacher, Lee, who suggested actually this book. And so that's the idea. Also, we have some materials provided by teacher Lee. It's not only the book itself, but it's some, how to describe it, some additional materials, right? With ideas, with explanations, with
concepts.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, so we can learn them as well, and we have some beforehand. Before the class, we have some questions, some talking points, so we can see what we can discuss during the meeting. But it doesn't mean that you cannot have your own questions. So if you have some, you can write them beforehand if you want in classroom area, or just bring them to the class. So that's the idea. Is it clear so far? Any
Yes.
additions? Okay, let's start from the question. It's not a question, actually, some explanation why we got this book. This book, as I said, suggested by teacher Lee. But why, teacher Lee? Can you please tell us a few words?
What I like about excuse me. What I like about the HonorVerse series, it's what we call a space opera. It's about worlds in a large universe and what happens between worlds. The HonorVerse is about a variety of star systems. It's based on real Earth. So everything you read and about in this book is based on real Earth. One star system is going to be similar to the old USSR Soviet Union in its philosophy and culture. One's going to be like Earth. One's going to be like America. One's going to be like Great Britain. One's going to be like Germany. One's going to be kind of like the African countries where piracy is rampant and it's lawless. The oceans are lawless. You can get hijacked on an ocean by pirates. So this HonorVerse is like real Earth. And it's easy to relate to because every world system, every star system relates to a country on Earth. So you can kind of immediately feel familiar with how they operate and how they think and what they're all about. And these worlds are going to come into conflict just like countries on Earth come into conflict. And you're going to learn about space battles and politics and things that we have right here on Earth, right? We have wars on Earth. Two countries fight. One's hoping to be the winner. And during all of this background, we're going to have a single character, Honor Harrington, and she's the protagonist, and she's in one of the star system's navies. She's an officer on a ship. She starts out relatively low on a small ship, and over the course of the book series, we're going to see her advance in levels. And she's going to be involved in a lot of the politics and these space battles. And she's an ordinary person like you or me. She's not super powered. She's just an ordinary person in the military trying to do her job. Sometimes she gets orders that are stupid, and she knows they're stupid, but it's my job as a naval officer to follow orders. So she does the best she can do in a variety of good and bad situations. So you can relate to her. She's just like you. You've got to do what you've got to do. Whether you like it or not, duty is important. So it's a good book, and she's very smart, though. She can use strategy and tactics to win against great or overwhelming odds. So that's what the series is about. We're going to follow Honor Harrington through her Navy career as she navigates these multiple star systems and tries to maintain peace overall and protect her own star system from enemies outside and inside. Okay.
Sounds pretty good. And we already started this book, I guess. So for today class, we should have read 2 chapters. One is Prologue, right? Prologue and Chapter 1. So we already started to be like familiar with these characters, and I think it's getting to be interesting. Okay, a few more admin things. So for our like source of truth, for our number one place, we have a classroom. So in case of doubt, if you don't understand something, if you need some materials that we shared or something, so it's always on classroom, right? There we have assignments, there we have materials and everything. There we have some kind of, how we call this, discussion, a kind of chat where you can ask your question, where you can write anything. So our main thing is Medruk Book Club Classroom. But also we have a Telegram. Okay. Can you see my screen? No?
No, it's black.
Okay, I'm sorry.
It's diagonal line. It was diagonal lines.
Zoom gives me hard time as always. I'm sharing screen again. What about now?
Okay, better.
Okay. So I was I was trying to share my screen with classroom area, right? So it's our source of truth. Go there for materials, go there for assignments. We can see assignments there, right? What we have to do for today's class, what we're supposed to do, what we read, all the links, everything will be there. So in case of doubt, go there. But also we have a Telegram group just for convenience, just for, for ephemeral, for fast questions, let's say. So if I need something, if I can ask our teacher or peers, if I doubt about pronunciation or something like this, I have a quick question. So Telegram chat, it's pretty good for this. So use them as you wish. Let's have benefits from this. You probably already seen. I already did some questions. I already asked some questions about idioms, about pronunciation of the things in our Telegram group, and also I put all these idioms into a Quizlet. And I suggest for us to use the Quizlet for, things to learn. It's a good strategy, like to, how we call it, repeating. I don't know the technology.
Repetitive learning.
Can you say again?
Repetitive learning.
Yeah, repetitive learning. So we can maintain kind of materials in Quizlet. If you need account, please contact me. I will share this our Medruk account in Zoom. Okay. Can you see still my screen? Because I'm getting some messages from Zoom.
I can see it. Yeah.
Okay. Super. Okay, I think it's more or less all about admin things. Also, I have to notice when we planned this class, we tried to make some kind of things about. Yes, Adam, do you have a question, please? Adam? Maybe it's.
Adam, you're muted. Okay.
Cannot be simply. So, but it's a good idea to use, these emotions, or how we call it in Zoom. So you can always raise your hand if you have a question. So the idea of this meeting, to have an opportunity to speak, to have the opportunity to ask a question. So please use it. Okay, and also I would like to ask you to read this document about roles, how we pronounce, for our book club. So, some students can get a dedicated role. So, for instance, for this class, I prepared a Quizlet with all the idioms we met in two chapters. But for the next time, it can be you. So please read it. Please choose something and write in our classroom. I guess that's all about admin. Teacher, did I miss something important?
If you would go back to the classroom just a moment, Yvonne, and just click on the first materials, Introduction to the HonorVerse. In here, I have a video that you should watch. I have a journal. In the journal, I will summarize each chapter so you can read a brief summary of each chapter. And we'll also collect the characters there and describe who they are.
Yep.
I also have some reference information, ranks and ship types, just to give you an idea. And I'll talk about the different star systems here, and I'll describe those to you. So this is an overview document that will collect what you should be learning and give you some references to find out. She's going to be an E, a light cruiser. So her first ship, well, the ship she's being assigned to now is a light cruiser. Before, she has been on a light aircraft, and she has served on a frigate, a destroyer, and a dreadnought, or a super dreadnought. She's been on these other ships before, but this light cruiser is her first real command, or she's the boss. She's the CO, and she's got a ship that can fight in battle. So she's pretty excited about reporting to this new ship. Scroll on down to the chapter synopsis, Yvonne, please. If you don't have time to read the chapter or it's too difficult, you can come to this journal document, and I summarize the chapter here for you in less words. The yellow words, if you cursor over them, will give you a little pop-up definition. If you're in Word, you've got to download it and open it in Word for that to work. And I bold some key words that you should be familiar with. So we're going to learn in the prologue, we're going to meet President Harris. We're going to learn what the BLS, Basic Living Stipend, is. They're going to mention the Duquesne Plan. That's supposed to be how they operate their star system for an economic model. They're going to discuss that it isn't working for some reason. We're going to see that they talk about what to do to solve this problem they've got. In chapter 1, we're going to meet Honor Harrington, our main character. We're going to find out that we've got T years. There's Earth years and Manticore years. A year's a relative term because it's how long your planet takes to go around the star, your sun. So Earth years and other planets' years are much different. So they use T years or Terran years as their standard age, if you will. So you'll be seeing T years used often. That just means years for our purposes. And we'll learn about Nimitz. He's a tree cat. He's got feet and paws. We'll learn about the Fearless. We'll learn about her XO. And we'll learn about the ship's weapons, her grazers and her gravlance. And we'll learn that her ship is configured with weapons that are not optimum to surviving a battle with another ship. And she's wondering what is going on here. So you can always read the chapter synopses here if you get lost or have trouble reading the chapters or just don't have time, okay?
I found to read it, I found it's useful to read it even if you read the chapter just to to check yourself. Do I understand correctly? Do it? It's like retell the story in different words to understand it.
Yep.
And it's all I call additional materials. These materials, and for instance, this list of ships. How rank of ships or something we already used with WoA with a big pleasure, right? When we have to understand was it a promotion or was it a downshifting or something. So it was it's actually was our kind of dictionary, right? To see the same for ranks to understand, right? So she was an ensign, right? And then promoted to lieutenant. So
she's commander now. She's number 5. She's a full, what we call a full commander. She's not a lieutenant commander. She's a full commander. So she's number 5 rank right now. So she went from 9 to 8 to 7 to 6 to 5. So we're going to join her at point 5, where she's a commander in the Manticore Space Fleet or the Manticore Navy.
Yeah. Okay. So it's already very useful, yeah. So use these additional materials to your benefits, right? Get benefits, and there will be more as far as we go with the story.
And the PDF book is there also.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay, I guess enough admin for now.
Okay.
It must be getting bored for some moment. Okay. So for today's class, we have a document, assignment, how we pronounce it, O1, am I right actually? Or 01?
Yes, you can just say 1 or O1. I do that so they sort properly in file name order.
Yeah, so we have some questions and talking points, or points what we talk about. And when we cover them in some form, we can, discuss some random questions, some questions that you brought to the class, something like this. So we will find a way, don't worry. Just to check our ability, can you please raise your hands in Zoom? Everyone knows how to do it. Mira, I can see. Perfect. Just to understand whom to ask. Oh, Gerard, you have this. Nice hand. But in case if I don't see you, because I not always see the camera, so don't hesitate to say something. Okay, everyone knows how to use it. Okay, we are set and go. We are ready, I guess. Okay, let's go straight to the questions. So the first one, we are introducing some characters. Do we have a volunteer for this? Let me lower your hands just in case.
Hello? Yeah. Hello? Can you hear me, guys?
Yes. Yes, we hear you. Do you want to cover this question? Number 1. Okay. Tell us about characters. Mira?
Okay, hello guys. Can you hear me?
Yeah, very well.
Okay, can you hear me, guys?
Yes.
Hello? Yep.
We can hear you. You can't hear us.
Okay, Mira, do you hear us? Well, seems like we have a problem.
Hello?
Yeah, it's okay. With internet it's always happen.
Hello?
Yes, Mira, we
can you hear me, guys?
Yes, we can.
Hello?
We have a problem, Mira. We hear you very, very nice, but...
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, I can hear you, but can you hear me? Because I'm using my phone data.
Yeah,
that place where I am is not having Wi-Fi.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the first question.
Yes.
Okay. Describe these new characters. Sid Harris.
Sid Harris.
Okay.
Right?
He's the president of the People's Republic, and he was like, yeah, and in this chapter he was having a meeting with his military cabinet, and also he was worrying with their neighboring star systems because of occupying several unwilling planets that are always in a partial state of rebellion.
Okay, just keep it simple, Mira. He's the president of the Haven star system right now.
Hello?
That's good enough. Okay.
Do you remember he was not just a president, right? He was a hereditary, how we pronounce it? Hereditary prince?
Hereditary, yeah.
Hereditary president. Gerard, what does mean hereditary?
That you get the position by heritage.
Yeah, from your father, actually, I think, right?
Yeah, but this information wasn't in the episode.
Hereditary.
I guess it was in the book. It was a hereditary president of the planet. It was in the beginning.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. So it's not things that we often hear, right? So president usually is someone who is being elected. T.Lee, do we have this connotation for president? It's not a king, right? It's not a prince. So usually when I hear president, I think election must be done, right?
Usually, yes. Usually kings are hereditary, you know, the royal blood, the sons, become king after the king. Yeah. So usually presidents are elected, correct.
Yeah, it was strange to see this. Okay, Fatima, you raised your hand. You want to continue or you have a question? Please.
No, I want to continue for the second one. Frankel, he is the Secretary of the Economy.
You can cover more in the list, please.
Okay, Elaine, Dumarest, a subordinate of the Secretary of War. Ronald Bergren, a subordinate of the Secretary of War also. The last one, Admiral Amos Parnell, the Secretary of the War.
The main guy of the military, right? More or less, we know all these top people from Republic of Heaven right now. So they are deciding the future of the, how we say it, planet or empire or republic. Okay, I think it's more or less it. Let's go to the next question. Do we have a volunteer to cover this? Gerard, would you like to cover this? Yes.
Answer these questions.
Yes.
Okay.
A few of them.
Briefly describe the nature of the People's Republic of Heaven, the star system. According to the episode, the Republic of Heaven controls several planets. The government are afraid of that one of them starts a revolution and the others would follow. And they have a problem. The military expenses are very high. Second question, it's what do the terms BLS and DOLIS refer to? BLS stands for Basic Living Stipend. It's an amount of money that the government gives to the unemployed people to survive. DOLIS are people who get this money. We say they are on the dole.
They are on the dole.
On the dole. I think Teacher Lee taught me that.
Yep.
What does mean dole, Teacher Lee? I don't actually understand.
It means basically free money for unemployed people. Welfare. We call it welfare in the U.S.
So basic living stipend is kind of a new term for me. I have not heard on this in this term. Probably made up by book.
No, we call it stipend. A stipend is a payment to someone. It's basically free money to help you survive. If you're a contractor, you might know the phrase per diem. Per diem is when I travel to another location for my work, I get my salary as always, but because I'm in another location and I've got to pay for hotel and food and rent a car, and I have other expenses because I'm operating on the company's behalf in a different place, they give me a stipend. They give me like maybe $75 a day, and that money is for me to use freely to pay for the hotel and the rental car and to eat, but pay for my meals mostly, to pay for my meals. So a stipend is extra money given to you free to help you defray your expenses when you're operating for the company normally. But in this case, the government is given a stipend to unemployed people. It's just free money, and they can use it to pay the rent, buy food, go to the movies, whatever they want. It's just a sum of money given to them to use as they will.
Yeah. Mira, please.
Okay. Question number C. What is sequence? Yeah.
Duquesne.
To occupy briefly to occupy neighboring planets, and also to plunder their resources, to pay the BLS to the dulcets.
We call them duelists, right? These people who receive type.
Duelists.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Duelists.
Okay, you can go a few more questions if you like.
So this is what we call robbing Peter to pay Paul. They got to keep the home planet happy. To keep the home planet happy, they need money. They don't have any money, so they take money from planets they conquer to keep the home planet happy. But eventually that plan won't sustain itself for the long term. Okay.
Yeah, and we have the origin of this saying, pay Peter, right, to and Paul. We have in our chat in Medrook. If you're interested, please read there. Rob Peter to pay Paul, right? It's from Bible, right? Usually somewhere.
Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know
Okay,
I don't know if they really robbed Peter or not.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Teacher.
Yeah, Mira. I can hear you.
Teacher Lee, we will lose all that. Yeah, we will lose all you wrote in the chat in Zoom.
No, don't worry about this. I will save the chat from the Zoom in our classroom area, so you will be able to read it again and again.
Okay.
Not a problem. Don't worry
you.
about this. You don't have to copy it now. Chat will be saved.
Yep.
Okay, let's go to the next one. Mira, would you like to cover the next one? Number D.
Yeah. Okay. What major problem is having facing, and who has the primary responsibility to solve it? Okay. They wanted more money to pay BLS to dulcets and maintain the Navy at the same time. Okay. And one of the Admiral Parnell's suggestions is to just take over Havens neighbors before getting the chance to take over them.
Yeah, that's pretty it. So if you have a deficiency of money, if you have not enough money, what we usually do in our, I don't know, families. If in my family I have not enough money, what should I do?
They will have another work, for example. Yeah.
What about to start with my expenditures? To what's the word for this? To spend less. Will it work?
Yeah, maybe, yeah, it will work.
So why government of the heaven cannot just spend less? You know, if you have not enough money, why they cannot spend less?
Because they accustomed to live this life. They're pampered.
Yep, exactly. Pampered.
Yeah.
So they cannot stop paying to do this because they will just rebel, right? They will start, all this unrest and probably some violent actions. So it's not what government wants,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. They will repair against the government, and also if they do so, it would make the neighbors, may take over of them, like give this chance to take over the heavens. The
You're
heaven.
speaking about second part, about military expenses. Am I right?
I don't. Yeah, maybe.
Well, we're talking about, can they reduce spending for the Navy?
Yeah.
Do you think they can or they cannot? So why in general government, if we not going to attack anyone, why we spend money for military, for Navy and for military? Well, why we spend money for army, for military?
To protect.
To be protected, right? To have,
Yeah.
to have someone who will defend us. If we don't have enough military, right, someone can think, I want this planet or I want this resource, and they can attack us. Okay, that's the reason why the government cannot cannot continue in the same way they do before, right? So they need to find some solution. It's our next question. What is proposed solution? Anyone who can answer it? Who want to answer this? Jihan, please.
Okay, what is a proposed solution and who is the key player in this solution? Admiral Parnell suggested that they suppress the rebellious systems that they already have. Then they have to attack Manticore. But the idea in the second attack is to take the junction first, because it's like the commercial line. They sent the fuel and all the resources and they need. So they will take the junction, then the Manticore.
Yeah, and you are right, but we didn't describe yet what is a junction, right? And what is a wormhole and how it's called. Can you, Jihan, to tell us?
I didn't have the clear idea of it.
Let's ask.
It's a subway system in space.
Jack, what is a junction? What is a wormhole junction?
A wormhole is a way to travel to long distances. So
We
you
have to
break
say
the
that-
rules of the physics.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a fast path to go to one place to another.
Can we say a shortcut, Shirley? Can we say it's a shortcut?
Shortcut? Yeah, shortcut.
Shortcut, yep.
I wanted to ask something to Teacher Lee.
Yes.
Do all these systems have the same currency? Do they all of them of the economic system?
I don't think so. I don't recall that the book ever talked about the actual money units. But no, they probably all have different money units. Just like on real Earth, you got to get money, exchange rates and that kind of stuff. Yeah.
So for instance, for the Republic of Heaven or the Solarian League, what's money? I mean, the money from the Solarian League is not worth the money from Heavens. Do you understand?
We don't know. For our purposes, we'll assume that they all use dollars, but they probably all have different units of money: lira, pounds, euros, whatever. Yeah.
A Manticore royal money, right? 2 queens of Manticore, something like this.
Yeah, Manticore probably uses pounds because they're British, the British model.
Okay. Jart, in real life, do we travel through the wormhole?
It's not possible yet. In sci-fi books, it's very common and movies,
So-
but not something plausible yet. Very far away.
It's a sci-fi part in the movie, in the book, I say, right? So something that don't exist yet, but we suppose, that wormhole can be a shortcut in a space, and that's why they're important, right? Because they are located in a like particular place. We cannot move them, so they kind of this junction. They kind of giving us as a fact, right? We have this one, that one, and we cannot create one, I guess, yet.
So you can kind of think of the Manticore star system. They're located at the junction. So from there, there's a spider network of wormholes. One goes kind of close to the Solarian League. One goes kind of close to Haven. One goes to Basilisk Station. So Manticore got lucky. They found a wormhole junction that lets people travel huge distances that would take years and years and years and years, and they can travel those distances in a couple of minutes or a few hours. So they can charge people money to use their wormhole system to save huge amounts of travel expenses and shipping costs. So their wormhole junction is coveted by Haven. Haven said, man, if we had that and we got all the money for people to use that system, from us, we'd be rich. So they're contemplating, can we take over Manticore? Well, the problem is Manticore and Haven are kind of equal military strength. So they might be able to win, but they might lose, and they lose everything. So it would be like all or nothing if they went against Manticore directly.
Yeah. So this wormhole junctions, they are unique resource, right? They are very, I cannot say pricey actually, but what we say, valuable, right? Very precious. So
we would call it a cash cow. It's a way to earn money easily.
Yeah.
You use it and just pay me money for my letting you use it. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's only for cash, right? You can use it to transfer your military units very fast, right? So it's like additional opportunities for you. If you have it, you have your space of decisions, right? It's like more what to say,
Yep.
bigger than other empires.
Exactly, a huge advantage. Yep.
Huge advantage. Yeah, that's why some people might want to have it from you, right? Just give me this. Okay, in our materials we have like explanation of main, how we call them, empires, Teacher Lee?
Yes, I would call them star systems.
Star systems. Okay, so this one that we described, that we met in our prologue, was a People's Republic of Heaven. So USSR analog. Analog? Is it correct pronunciation? Analog?
Analogy?
Analog here, yeah, analog.
Okay, USSR analog. So, Gerard, what we took from USSR here? Why it's analog?
I think because each republic is like a group of planets controlled by a government. I think it's not chosen by democracy.
Right.
Yeah, hereditary president, right?
Hereditary president in this case, like in North Korea.
And the idea of communism, the Soviet Union, the USSR was communist. The idea of communism is it takes money from all the people, all the planets in this case, and it distributes that money freely to all the people to keep them happy. So everyone is equal. So because it takes money from all the member planets that aren't really willing members necessarily, and it gives money to the people to help them survive, that model is kind of what communism was about, right? Everyone contributes, and the government distributes it equally and freely to everybody, fairly, but it doesn't always work that way. Okay.
That's right. Okay, I guess we covered prologue or chapter 0, if you can. Did we miss something important, Teacher Lee? What do you think?
I think we covered most of it. So Haven has a problem, and they got basically what they discuss in this meeting is who else can we conquer? We need to keep conquering to get more money to keep our system going. Well, they said we can go south to Erewhon. Erewhon's a star system, a neighboring planet. The problem with that, why can't they take over Erewhon? Does anybody remember?
Nope.
Erewhon is a planet, they do a lot of trade with the Solarian League. And the Solarian League is a huge, old, powerful organization. So they're afraid if they try to take Erewhon, because Erewhon has close relationship with the Solarian League, that might make the Solarian League angry and they might come after Haven. So they're afraid to touch Erewhon.
I remember you wrote somewhere, so you don't want to, what's the word, to poke a sleeping bear or something like this, right?
Yeah, you don't want to wake a sleeping dragon or poke the sleeping bear. Yeah, let sleeping dogs lie quietly. They could go after Manticore, but Manticore is about their equal, so they might lose that battle and then themselves be controlled by another planet. So they're worried about that option. That's not the first option. They'd rather go after weak planets that are easy to conquer. Erewhon is weaker than them, but Erewhon's got powerful friends. Silesia is another place. Silesia is kind of like third world countries, maybe South America, Africa, smaller countries that themselves aren't very powerful. Silesia, however, it's on the other side of Manticore. So to get to Silesia, they can't go through Manticore, so they got to go north around Manticore. They could do that. They could go north around Manticore. It's a long way, but they could conquer planets in Silesia. But the worry there is there's a wormhole endpoint at Basilisk Station, and they would have to go past Basilisk Station to get to Silesia. And if Manticore sees them trying to take Silesia on the other side of Manticore, if Manticore didn't do anything, then Haven would control planets on both sides of Manticore, and that would be a bigger military threat to Manticore. Or Manticore might just want to protect Silesia from a bad player. So by having Basilisk Station right there, Manticore could send ships, military, to Basilisk Station and block Haven from sending more ships, and it would also cut off the supply line for any Haven ships in Silesia. So they would run out of money, run out of food, run out of fuel, and they couldn't sustain their attack. So Basilisk Station is a problem area that keeps them from going after Silesia. So they can't go after Erewhon, and they can't go after Silesia because of Basilisk Station. So now they got two choices. Go after Manticore themselves, the home world, or try to take over Basilisk Station so they can block that wormhole terminus by having a bunch of ships there, and anything that comes through to Basilisk Station they can blow up and destroy. And that would leave them free to then take over Silesia. So these are the things they're discussing. So Admiral Parnell said, I might have an idea. Give me 1 month to think about it. So we don't know what they're going to do yet. Okay?
They go on to research the opportunity. So we're talking actually about strategy, right? So we take all the opportunities, all these possible solutions, and what we do, we compare them to each other, right? What is worse, what is better, right, for us? Will we have some, I don't know, consequences, or will it be positive or negative? So that's the idea.
Exactly. All right.
Good. Guys, do you have any questions at this point about this chapter, about Prologue? Do you want to ask something? if anything, I don't know, not clear or you want to discuss anything about it. Okay.
I have one question.
Yes.
So the map of the planet, of the systems, is like in 2D. And they say in the south we have, Solarian League. But what's the point representing something in 3D in only 2D? Do you understand my point?
Well, we don't really care. It's a big sphere, but yeah, I know what you're saying.
South?
Yeah. But we'll use the 2D model for now. They go south. They got to worry about the Solarian League and Erewhon's proximity to Solarian League, and you go north. You got to go around Manticore in some direction, whether you go around the waist or over the head. Either way, Manticore is between you and it. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah.
It's interesting that you mentioned it. It's really like 2D model in 3D. But let's think about our universe. You know that Milky Way is actually spiral, right? Made in a surface. It's not 3D actually. So, but by some reason, many solar systems located on a surface. We don't know why. At least I don't know. But it's.
Yeah, generally, galaxies are planar. They're kind of laid out in a flat plane. It's an oddball. I'm not sure why, but
there must be some explanation from physics, but I don't remember.
From a great distance, we could think of it as a plane.
Yep.
A thick plane, but a plane nevertheless. Yeah.
Oh, do you have a question?
Yes. I know why Republic of Heaven can't attack Solarian League because it's very smart and
Very powerful.
yes,
Mm-hmm.
they can attack Manticore, Kingdom of Manticore.
Mm-hmm.
It has wormhole,
Mm-hmm.
but why I don't remember why they cannot attack Underman Empire.
Underman Empire. Do you remember it initially covered it in the beginning, right? Underman Empire.
We haven't really mentioned Anderman yet. We have not mentioned that yet, I don't think.
Mm-hmm.
But they're far away and somewhat powerful.
Mm-hmm. So yeah. So actually, let's see in the book, right? So we probably will figure out why. Okay, what about BLS? Am I correct? Actually, BLS, basic living stipend.
Yes.
Do you know what do you think about this idea, guys? What do you think? Is it a good idea or bad idea to have it in? Would you like to have it in your country, BLS? Anyone? Jack, what about you? Would you like to have it?
Actually have it.
Yeah.
But the stipend is very low. It's like, I think it's 400 euros.
Oh,
So
not
you
bad.
can eat, yes, 400 euros a month. But you must fill some forms, but it's not enough to have a nice life. Only maybe you can buy food. Something very basic, but,
Yeah.
to have the people happy, like the book describes, you must give more than 1,000 euros per month or something more.
Yeah, the real idea of a BLS is, as computers make things more and more automatic, people will eventually not have many jobs to do. So the large part of a population might become unemployed if computers are doing everything. And that's when the government would need to provide a BLS so the unemployed masses can survive because computers are doing all of their work for them.
Yeah, the idea is pretty understandable. I shared once in our chat that we already have some kind of hidden unemployment, what we call. So many people have to do some meaningless jobs just to get them, busy, to give them money on a legal reason, I guess. It sounds almost like BLS to me. Okay, let's, time is flying. We have two chapters today, so let's go to the next one. Do we have a volunteer to describe characters?
Just a brief one sentence who the characters are. It doesn't need to be very detailed.
We are not discussing the story, so just a few words about the character. Adam, would you like to describe these characters? You're quiet. I'm worried. No? Okay, anyone else? Fatima, would you like?
Okay. The first one, Commander Honor Harrington. She's 24 years old in the Manticore years and 40 years old in the Old Earth years. She has a pet. What else?
Let's go to the next
She has...
one. About Lieutenant Commander.
Come again?
Yeah, what about... it's far enough, right? So, Honor Harrington is our main protagonist. She is a commander, right? And we going to... I would say we're going to see the story from from her perspective, mostly, I guess. I have not read it yet. So it's our main protagonist. Okay, let's go to the next one. What about B? Alistair?
B. Alistair. He's an XO. He was first tactical officer, and then now he's an XO.
Yep. Okay, so he will be her right hand, right? As XO to captain. Okay, what about Admiral? Courvoisier.
Admiral
Courvoisier.
Should I continue?
Yeah, please. What do we know about him?
Okay. What was the name again, actually?
Courvoisier.
Courvoisier. He's the mentor. And what else?
I remember it was said in the books that she was a mentor for Honor Harrington. Something like this.
Yes. So he's her mentor. Mentor.
He was also one of her instructors at the Naval Academy 11 years ago or in the past. So he's been her instructor before, so he knows her well because he taught her. And now he's at a higher position, and he gave her the new assignment. So he likes her. He's kind of trying to take care of her. He's trying to nurture her career. So he's her mentor and godfather, if you will. He's kind of looking out for her. Okay.
It's a very good chance to have a mentor and an admiral, right? I would like to have one.
Yeah.
Okay, Fatima, and who is Nimitz?
Nimitz is the cat, animal cat.
Yeah, a tree cat, right?
And yeah, tree cat, exactly. And he's a meat eater.
Yeah. Okay, we have, thank you. So it's our characters for chapter 1, and let's go to the questions. So, Wo, would you like to describe Nimitz?
Yes. Nimitz is a tree cat. He has... tree cats have 6 legs.
6 legs, right?
Yes. He has needle shaft
fangs.
Fangs.
Right? We call so big tooth, right? Fangs.
And knife-shaped claws.
Very good. Yeah. So he's dangerous, right?
Yes.
Okay.
He's carnivore, but seldom he eat.
He can also eat something else, right? Some vegetables.
Okay. Celery?
Celery? Yeah. It was said that he likes celery, right? Very good.
No one knows why.
And he's a blick.
Sounds. He makes sound like blick, blick, blick. Yeah. Okay. Anything else? So what is important about tree cats? So a few things.
They they do people come.
Yes, they have some mental abilities, right? They kind of empathic abilities, right? They make people who are, can we say, in a pair or in a couple with this cat, they are more calm, right? That's why they can bear stress easily, right? They're less open to stress. I don't know, more calm.
They can sense when you're tense or stressed out, and they can kind of emotionally calm you down. It's okay, calm down. Let's change that anger into determination. You know, so
Right.
they can kind of adjust your mood. They can help you in that regard.
So it's not just a pet; it's an improvement, right, to you as a commander. Okay,
Kind of
what
a
else?
symbiotic relationship, yeah.
Anything else?
They can understand emotions.
Yeah, empathic. Yeah, we call it empathic. When I see
Yes, when
uh-huh.
I remember in chapter when he saw
XO commander. Yeah.
he saw commander, he was angry.
XO commander wasn't happy, right? Alistair was not happy about something, and Trickett felt this, right?
Alistair was angry.
Envy, yes, he was envy, probably, right? We'll discuss it a little later. So Nimitz, it's kind of a Trickett. Do you remember? It's unique for some like star system, right? I forgot the name.
From planet Sphinx.
Sphinx, planet Sphinx, yeah. It's usually Sphinx is something about cats, right?
No, the Sphinx is kind of half lion
Yeah.
and half, I don't know, it's a mythological creature, but the planet is Sphinx, yeah. So the Egyptians did worship cats. The ancient Egyptians did worship cats as being divine or godlike. So whether that's, something that he wanted to link with you mentally here, this cat comes from a planet called Sphinx. So maybe this cat is godlike, we don't know. But it was his idea. He does a lot of name links in the book, and I kind of enjoyed that too. Yvonne, I have to go for another class. If you want to you can continue or move these questions to next class, your choice.
I think let's postpone this for the next class to do it, with like in a slow pace, without hurry, right? It will be better. What do you think, guys?
Bye. Yeah.
Okay, so our meeting will be at the same time next week. We will prepare another chapter. We will write all the materials in classroom. So thank you for coming, and please share your comments if you want to suggest something, how to improve our meetings or something. Please don't hesitate. Share them in our chat. Okay.
Bye.
Thank you for coming, and see you on the next. Bye.
Chapter 1 next time. Okay.
Okay. Bye.
Okay. Yvonne, your sound was kind of cutting in. Sometimes it's loud and clear, but as Gerard said, when you move away from the mic, it seems like you suddenly went into a muted mode and there was a background.
I see. Okay.
So I'm not quite sure something is still auto-adjusting, I think.
Thank you, teacher. I will work on this. Yeah.
Okay. No problem. Bye-bye.
Bye.